Welcome to Dirt Bikes for Dummies. Growing up, I didn't know anything about them, and until I started working here, I was clueless. What is motocross, a religion? Turns out it is. 4 strokes, 2 strokes, I don't know. So today we're gonna break down everything you need to know from 2-stroke versus 4-stroke, category, types of riding, mixing gas, I don't know, but follow along. And at the end of this video, you'll be one step closer to getting dirty. Before we get into the crazy stuff, we're gonna start with the most important thing. There's 5 common types of dirt bikes, and we're gonna start with the trail. It's beginner friendly, has a softer suspension, usually push to start, and a kickstand. This one is also gonna be one of the cheaper ones. After that, you have motocross. If you don't know, I thought it wasn't a religion. Turns out it is. This is gonna have a way firmer suspension, and this thing is gonna wanna rip. This is what you're gonna see all the racers riding. This one has no protection on the trails and no kickstand. You're gonna have to learn to put a triangle in. For full-size motocross bikes, they typically come with a 19-inch wheel. Say you wanna go fast, but you wanna do it in the woods. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go from a motocross bike and add protection. You're gonna get a skid plate to protect that engine, more plastics to protect your hands. You're also gonna get a kickstand, a slightly smaller rear wheel that's 18 inches instead of 19. Generally, cross-country bikes have a bigger fuel tank than race bikes. They wanna keep weight down, they wanna be able to get home. After that, you have enduro bikes. If you haven't already, go watch enduro racing. These things can go over logs, rocks, and things you didn't know motorcycles could go over, okay? You're gonna get everything from a cross-country bike and more. These ones have headlights, taillights, and oftentimes a transmission and engine that's specifically built to handle hardcore stuff. It's not just a clone of a race bike with trail plastics, it's an all-out beast, okay? These ones also can have a softer suspension than the cross country. If you want to get crazy on the trails, but maybe have to travel on some public roads, what you're gonna do is you're gonna check out a dual sport. Basically, you're gonna take either a cross country bike or an enduro, but they're gonna have a taillight, mirrors, blinkers, all the things you need to be able to ride it legally on the road. Now that you know about the 5 different main types, we need to talk about 2-stroke versus 4-stroke, physical size, and engine size. Let's grab some more bikes and line them up. Now that you figured out what category might work for you, it's time to figure out what size might work for you. Don't be fooled. Frame size and engine size don't always go together. For example, this is a 4-stroke, and we're gonna get into that in a minute, and this is a 2-stroke. They're both 50s, but the 2-stroke is a lot taller than the 4-stroke. Next, we have a 65, a 110, a 125 big wheel, but check this out. The 85 is bigger than the 125. And lastly, we have a full-size 250. So when you're picking out which bike is right for you, the little numbers aren't the best indicator to go off of. But keep in mind, dirt bikes are supposed to be tall. You want all that clearance. And unlike a street bike, it's totally normal to only get 1 foot down. So one of the best things you can do is sit on them and see for yourself. Generally, when it comes to full-size bikes, so anything over 250, the frame sizes are basically the same, maybe a difference of a couple inches at the most. Over 85 cc's, though, you get options for big wheel and small wheel, just like this 125. For example, this 110, it looks like it fits me. I go on the trail with this, I'm gonna be knee-deep through puddles, I learned the hard way. So even though that bike fits me in terms of touching the ground, this KLX 140 RF, meaning the big wheel, is actually the best size for me. I'm not flat-footed, I can't paddle foot it. However, this is the one that I'm gonna have the best experience on the trails, even if it looks a little tall. Other bikes with other CCs also are this size. For example, a TTR 230 is also gonna be the same frame size. So don't fall for the 140 versus 230. Sit on the bike and see which fits you best. I know it's a lot of numbers I'm throwing at you. No one said this was easy, but before I bring out more bikes and go over 2-stroke versus 4-stroke, I just wanna walk you through the simplest physical parts of the bike. So in the front, this is gonna be your fender. You have your numbers plate right here. These are spoked wheels. Then you have your forks. This is where your gas goes. Your seat, your chain, your swing arm, and your suspension right here. And kickstand, or sometimes if as a triangle, that'll go right here. And then up top, typically you have your clutch right here on the left side, your front brake, your throttle, and then on the right side you have your rear brake, and right here, that's where you shift. Now let's get into the meat of it. 2-stroke versus 4-stroke. How to tell a 2-stroke and a 4-stroke apart. It's pretty simple. What you can do is you can look at the exhaust. See this big part right here? That's the expansion chamber. These are much livelier, way more snappy, and they like to go fast pretty quick. For 4-strokes, what you're gonna notice is that the engine's actually a little bit bigger on this one, but it's gonna have a smoother, steadier, low-end pull, and it's gonna have a completely different noise. This is also a great example of those little numbers we were talking about. This is a 112. This is a 125. Guess what? This 112 2-stroke will blow your socks off. This one just wants to go. So even though it's a smaller CC, this bike behaves completely different than a bike that's larger than it in terms of numbers. The sound really speaks for itself, but the dead giveaway is also always gonna be that exhaust. And then, small little life hack, if you see an F next to the model name, F means 4-stroke. That's all you need to know. 2-strokes and 4-strokes are different. There are some overlap. It really depends on the model, but typically a good way to think about it is that a 4-stroke has more linear power and can be pretty mellow, versus a 2-stroke, most of the time you're gonna get something snappy and kind of aggressive. The trade-off is that 2-strokes are generally way lighter. But wait, before you go off and buy your first dirt bike, I think we gave you a great tool and foundation to go learn more. Each brand and manufacturer and line have their own nuances and different little things that are really gonna make a big difference in your riding. However, it's super exciting that you go out and see for yourself which kind of bikes are gonna give you the best ride. Once you get your bike, you might want some people to ride with and some places to ride them. One of the things you can do if you don't know anybody is you can go on social media, especially Facebook, type in your area and riding groups or dirt talk or whatever else, and you should be able to get connected. The community is super welcoming and most people will be happy to show you a few cool spots. And stop by your local dealership, or when you're getting one, just ask them. Here at Cycle Barn, we'd be happy to get you sized up on a dirt bike and give you recommendations for the best local spots. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. If you have any questions or need help getting started, let us know in the comments. Also, what would you pick for your first dirt bike? If you're in the Washington area, stop on by Cycle Barn. Whether it's 2 strokes or 4, we have something for everyone.